Hey friends, welcome back to Into the Gray Yoga. I'm Molly. I am a licensed mental health therapist and I am a registered yoga instructor. And today we're going to do a little flow. Again, always very gentle here at Into the Gray Yoga. We're going to do a flow after a road trip. Some stretches to loosen up, especially your hips. Probably also need some love to the shoulders and the neck after a road trip. Okay, so we're going to start in a seated position, legs crossed. If you need to adjust so that you are kind of pulling some of the meaty muscle out from under your sit bones, that's fine. We've all got a little junk in the trunk here that needs to get moved out of the way so you can feel your sit bones pressing down into the mat. And we're going to stay in this position for just a little while, so we can settle into our bodies. Now, if this is after a road trip like I just did, I need to settle into my body. It's pouring down rain outside. The roads are covered with rotting leaves, so it's slippery. There was low visibility. Traffic was kind of a nightmare. I was in the car for about 4 hours on a family road trip, so you know things are feeling stressful. I need to settle in. Before we start any yoga experience together, take a moment to just settle. Present in your body, feel whatever it is that's happening inside of you right now. Always taking deep breaths to calm the nervous system. In through the nose. Allow the air to travel down. You can feel your belly expand as you fill with oxygen. You exhale. Feel the belly decompress, pushing the air out. A couple more deep inhales and exhales. And if you are feeling a little bit of that stress and tension left over from your road trip, on your next exhale, open the mouth wide, embarrassingly wide. Knowing that you're here. Nobody's watching. Great. Good job. I know. It can be silly. It's okay. The first thing that we are going to do is some spinal rotations while we're sitting. So imagine the end of your tailbone pressing into the mat. Now there's a little curve there, so it's not the tip of your tailbone. But we want that to be the center as our upper body rotates around that space that is pressed into the mat. We just had Halloween, and I'm always thinking about like a witch's cauldron and how I would be stirring my potions. Yeah. It goes on. You're feeling your weight shift all around hips, the buttocks, maybe even a little stretch on that forward motion. Let's come back to center. Take a deep inhale, lifting the crown of the head to the ceiling. And on an exhale, the other way. Now, road trips can be so exciting, so fun, such a great way to see the world around you. But it can also be really stressful. Everybody knows that. I was with my sister and my mom and my dad driving to go visit my niece in Bellingham, outside of the Seattle area, so traffic can get pretty bad. We were fortunate today, but it was still stressful. Sometimes I feel like I might have squeezed my fingers into the steering wheel. Now here we are, relaxing, coming back to center, inhaling deeply. Now on this inhale, let's shrug the shoulders up to the ears. And on an exhale, another moment to just catch your breath. Notice any movement, any sensations changing in your body. And then we're going to go ahead and come to our hands and knees. Like I always say, there's no beautiful, graceful, fancy way to make that happen. Just roll on over, come to a tabletop position. My hands are under my shoulders, my knees are under my hips, my feet are out behind me, and we're going to just do a little bit of rocking here. We're going to rock the right butt cheek down to the right heel, left butt, left heel. Again, this isn't fancy, but it's yoga. We're just feeling the stretch along our side as we dip down here. Warming up the hips a little bit. And just moving some of that stagnant energy that comes from sitting in a car for so long. Excellent. Let's do some cat and cow. Now, you've heard me say it before. If you can only do one yoga movement per day, this is your safe bet. Drop the belly, lift the chin. Your inhale and exhale. Lift the belly. Curl inward. Move at your own pace. Find your breath. Push away from the floor. And don't forget to breathe. We're going to move into a downward facing dog. We're just going to really get ourselves moving here because I've been stuck in the car for 5 hours. I need to move this old bag of bones here. So hands are pressed firmly into the mat. I curl my toes under and I'm going to lift my hips high into the sky, pressing out of my shoulders. I'm lifting the hips as high as I can before I even attempt to lower my heels. And we're going to just pedal our feet. Again, getting some movement and energy down into these legs that have been really doing nothing but gas brake, gas brake, gas brake. And yoga is so perfect for exactly this. Moving stagnant energy, letting the body move, especially after moments of prolonged sitting. You don't have to go crazy. You don't have to run 20 miles. And yoga doesn't have to be pretty. I know you have a choice to watch a lot of yoga videos. There are so many inspirational and aspirational yogis out there that are making some of the most beautiful shapes with their bodies. I know, I see them. And here you are with me. I'm a yoga teacher. And I can't always touch my toes. My heels don't always go straight down to the floor. All of these things take practice and commitment, consistency. Maybe we'll get there. But mostly, we're just going to move our body today and see what happens. Okay, we've been upside down for a little while, so let's walk our hands back. So we're in a forward fold. Go ahead and hinge from the hips here. You don't have to have straight legs. You don't have to look absolutely perfect. Bend your knees as much as you need to so you can touch the floor. And again, let's just bend each knee, getting some blood pumping to the hips. Now, me personally, the calves are always so tight, hamstrings so tight. This is a really important stretch for me personally. As you can see, it gets better all the time. We're gonna hands to the shins or the quads here, whatever's comfortable. And we're gonna have a flat back, head extended straight out. You can feel how that stretch is a little different. It's up a little higher than a forward fold. On an exhale, let's release down again to our forward fold. Let's just hang out here for a moment. You can sway, you can be still, whatever feels good, whatever your body's asking for. I'm going to move my feet a little wider apart, hinging still from the hips. I'm going to grab both elbows and just gently sway. My head is hanging. Release the hands to the mat. And let's walk the hands up the legs, slow, slow, slow. Why so slow, you might ask? Well, because you were just upside down for a really long time. If you stand up quickly, you might pass out. That's not good. Great. Look down. See your feet in the floor. They're pressing down. They're straight, pointed straight forward, hips width apart. Mountain pose. Shoulders are down away from my ears. Hands are facing forward, open and accepting. And just feel any changes you might already be gleaning from this exercise. Let's inhale our arms up overhead. Exhale, we're going to swan dive. Forward fold. We'll walk our hands into a plank. Good to get a little power in these shoulders, a little strength after I've been clenching and tense. We're going to lower slowly. If that is too much for you, feel free to lower your knees first before you lower down to your belly. Otherwise, from your plank position, let's lower chaturanga. Excellent. I'm going to push up into a cobra here. Continue to breathe. From here, we're going to just curl the toes under and push back into downward facing dog. Okay. Let's lift the right leg straight up and back. Careful we're not dumping all of our weight into the left side or the left leg. So only lift your leg as high as it'll go. If I want to keep my hips even, that leg doesn't go very high, and that's fine. Step it through. We're going to put our right foot in between our hands and then lower the left knee. You can keep your toes curled, or you can lay your leg flat, whatever feels more stable and balanced. And then we're going to lift into our knee down lunge. Arms are raised. Shoulders are dropping down and away from the ears. My foot is out in front so that I can really drop down into this lunge. Feel the stretch along the front of the hip. Ooh, baby. Weight is in my heel of my right foot. Don't forget to breathe. Here, we have a right angle. Maybe your foot's a little wide. We just don't want our knee to dump out over our right toes. Right now, we're focusing on stretching this part of our hip here. Now, if you're feeling a little sassy, let's bring our hands to heart center. We're going to take our left elbow and place it on our right knee for a twist. You know, this fire seemed like a really good idea, but I'm getting warm. One more deep breath here. And let's come back to center. Let's back off that lunge just a little bit. Get your feet and your knee comfortable. If you're finding yourself really wobbly, that means this knee and this foot need to be spread apart this way on your mat. If you're really in line, that's not very stable. Go ahead and get your feet spread, your knee and your foot spread. There we go. Let's feel that drop here. Let's extend this leg out, whatever feels comfortable. We're just going to drop back into a runner's stretch here. we can feel something along the hamstring and the calf. Lift our toes toward our nose, keeping our hips level, facing forward. Hold this stretch for a couple breaths. When we find ourselves in a pose, it's obvious what I'm trying to stretch, right? This is happening here. So a lot of attention goes to the back of my calf, back of my hamstring, and that's great. But we tend to forget that now my neck is crunched and my jaw is locked and I'm not breathing. Take a nice deep inhale and an exhale. Maybe let your head hang. And let's roll back into our knee down lunge. Arms up. Feel that stretch again. And from here, I'm going to turn toward you. Just going to lift this knee up and rotate. Easy, right? My feet are facing forward, straight at you. I'm going to put my hands down and I'm going to let my head hang. Driving can be hard on the neck, right? You got your head on a swivel. Traffic coming from all directions. So what we want to do is let the neck release. Again, if this is comfortable, keep a slight bend in your knees. There's no need to lock your legs here. This is not about how close can I get to the floor. This is about letting the neck hang loose. Maybe you are getting a stretch in the back of legs, and that's great. Grasp both elbows and just hang out for a minute. And then we're just going to turn the opposite way you were facing into our knee down lunge. Okay, so adjust your feet. If you need to spread the knee and the foot along the width of your mat so that you have more stability and balance, that's great. Knee is over my foot. Raise the hands on an inhale, let the shoulders drop away from the ears, and release down into this knee down lunge. You guys are doing great today. I honked at you while I was driving. My apologies. On an inhale, let's bring our hands to heart center. And on an exhale, let's twist. The right elbow comes to the left knee. More breaths here. Release back to center. Let's come back into that lunge for one more delicious stretch through the front of the right hip. Might be feeling a little bit of heat burning in the left also. That's great. And do our runner stretch on this side. I'm going to drop my glutes back to my heel, pulling my left toes up towards my face. Remember, your hamstring isn't going to get more loose if you clench your jaw. So double check that. Great. Let's come back into that lunge for just a moment here. And we're going to transition back into downward facing dog. So both hands are going to come forward to both sides of my foot. I'm going to just push back out of my shoulders, lifting the hips toward the sky and lowering the heels. Now let's come back to a tabletop. From there, we're going to come to seated. And then we're going to lay down on our backs. Let's pull both knees up to the chest for a nice squeeze. Let the left leg reach long along the mat. Right knee up towards the right armpit. Squeeze. And on an exhale, let's twist to the left, pulling that right knee over. Not as far as it'll go, but as far as it feels comfortable for you today. I love the feeling of extending the right arm out along the floor with my palm up, because I get a very good stretch through the left pec, not the left one, the right pectoral muscle and my right bicep. This old gal has been through a lot. I've had quite a few surgeries over on this side. So the muscles compensate. They are very tight, most always. And this stretch really allows for a release that, just feels so good. On your next inhale, bring the right knee back up. Squeeze. Stretching the left leg long. Maybe give a little rotation to your ankles here. Bringing the left leg in and extending the right leg out. Use the right knee towards, the left knee towards the left armpit. Inhale and exhale. And on your next exhale, let's twist over to the right side. Extending the left arm out long. Look up at the ceiling. You can look over your hand. Whatever is your pleasure. Bring some awareness to your jaw. Are you clenching? That's a good reminder. Because I'm usually clenching. Let's exhale up to center. One more squeeze with the left knee. Rotate that left ankle. Move your little piggies. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Excellent. Let's bring the right knee back up to meet the left again. And from here, we're going to move into a dead bug. Or, actually what I prefer, happy baby. Hands are on the outsides of my feet. I'm pulling the knees down toward the floor. Yes, sometimes this feels like a silly pose, but it is so lovely for the hips and the lower back. Just what we're craving after a road trip. You can roll, rock, you can extend this leg, whatever feels good in this moment. On an exhale, I'm going to pull on the feet again, really trying to bring those knees down. Imagine if you could touch your knees to the floor, just like a happy, flexible, juicy, adorable, bouncing baby. Yes, I said juicy baby. They're so plump and full of life. Right? Doesn't that make you think juicy? Let's bring the soles of the feet together. And then again, imagine if you can, I want to touch my toes to my nose, but I'm going to leave my head flat on the mat here. So I'm just pulling the feet towards my face, allowing the knees to spread. Lower back is pressing into the floor. Let's take a few breaths here. Release the feet to the floor. And we're going to do a seated figure four here. So let's take the right knee, cross the right ankle over the left knee. My left foot is on the floor. My right leg here. We're forming the number 4 with our legs, hence the name. And from here, this might feel good. This might be enough. I need a little deeper stretch here, so I'm going to put my hands behind my left leg and pull up towards my chest. I back is long and flat along the mat. And I'm getting a stretch through the right glute, the right hamstring, and the side of the hip is where you're going to feel most of that. And very subtly, but if you choose to rock a little bit, you're going to feel that stretch. Just move some very interesting parts of that right outer hip. This is, in essence, a pigeon pose, which can be very intense. It's so great after a road trip or a lot of sitting. But we're taking it really easy today. We're just starting. We're beginners. That's why you're here. You don't want to dive right into some of the more advanced poses. And if you do, that's great. It's whatever you make of it. Let's just squeeze those knees a little bit. Let's drop the right foot to the floor and cross the left ankle. Just switching sides here. And we're going to bring that right knee up. And here I feel the stretch all along the left hip. Very interesting sensations here. Definitely different from the left and the right, as most bodies are. Some gentle rocking here. That feels so good. Sometimes it's hard for me to get out of this pose. I just don't want to leave it. Let's go ahead and exhale. Let both feet return to the earth. And let's let the knees gently fall together. My feet go wide to the sides of my mat. And I'm going to use windshield wipers, is what we call this. Letting the knees fall to one side. Another great stretch for the front of the hip, a spot that we often don't give much love to, especially in our very sit-down type life that most of us are leading. If you don't, good for you, that's awesome. As a therapist, I sit down all day long. And what do they say now? Sitting is the new smoking. We know that sitting for hours at a time is not good for our bodies. So we want to find ways to give some love to these spots that are neglected. So I do therapy all week, sitting in my therapist chair. And what do I do on the weekends? Road trip. I sat in my car. Remember that you're breathing in and out. Feeling your lower back loosen. You're feeling the front of your hips loosen and lengthen. But you could be going faster than I am in this pose. Whatever feels good to you. Old windshield wiper. Again, very simple move. So beneficial for your body. Excellent. Let's bring the knees back up to the chest again. And we're going to just rock very gently. And if this is difficult for you, that is okay. This is something to be working toward. We all want to be able to get up and off the floor. Especially as we age, that's really important to be able to get up should we fall. So maybe this is your practice right now. I'm going to come to a seated position here. And I'm going to, again, we've done this pose before together, not today, but we're going to rest on our knees, and my toes are curled under right now. Let me show you from the side here. I'm stretching the soles of my feet, a very neglected part of our body. Unless you're getting weekly, monthly pedicures, most of the time we don't give a lot of attention to our feet. My feet, surprise, surprise, are extremely tight. So for some people, this is a stretch. And that's plenty. That's enough. For some people, they're leaning back. I'm not even going to try to show you that. I have very tight feet. Always have. But they get me from point A to point B, so thank you, little ones. We're going to come out of that, tap the feet out. Ah, that's so lovely. And here I'm going to come back into a squat. I'm going to widen my feet. I'm going to turn so you can see me here, but I want to show you this first. I'm going to have my feet just about as wide as the mat, whatever is comfortable, so that I can get my heels down onto the floor. The closer you can get your feet turned forward, that's great. That's great hip mobility, and that's what we're looking for. But for a lot of us, me included, my feet are very far pointed out. I'm sitting back into my hips. I'm pressing my elbows into my knees, and I'm going to bring my hands to heart center. Go ahead and show you this from the front. It's not one of the most beautiful poses, but it is excellent for these tight hips. Again, cat-cow, always a winner. When you are a sitter like I am, or you're coming out of a big road trip like I just did, this is one of the best release poses you can use. I'm going to inhale. I'm going to lengthen my spine. I want my tailbone dropping down toward the earth. My skull, the top of my head, reaching up high. And I'm settling my weight back into my heels while maintaining balance. This is not easy. And I'm letting my full heel into the ground. If that's hard and you're up on your toes, that's okay, but this is what we're striving for. And of course, the more hip mobility we gain through this practice, eventually, we want our feet pointed forward. Excellent. More deep breaths. Check in. Are the shoulders hunching? Are we crunched down? Extending everywhere we can. And we're smiling. This pose can be a little intense. Okay. I'm going to put my hands to the floor. I'm just going to come back to a seated position. Stretch the legs out long in front of me. Again, if you need to shift some of this meat out so that you're firmly planting your tailbone onto the mat, fine. I'm going to shake that out. Legs out long in front of me. Let's bring the toes back towards the face. My shoulders are down and away from my ears. Hands are planted on the mat next to my hips. We're just going to breathe. Notice if you feel clenching. Are you starting to tighten up in different areas? Let's take an inhale. The arms up overhead, shoulders dropping down and away from the ears. And we're going to hinge from the hips. We don't have to fold in half completely. We're just going to hinge from the hips while keeping the chest forward and leaning forward as far as feels comfortable. Look at this. This isn't a very far forward bend. This is what my body allows me to do right now. There's no judgment. Whatever feels good. Keeping those toes lifted. And we'll keep working on this pose. We'll get better at it. Let's exhale, let the arms go. We're going to roll gently down along the mat onto our back. Slowly, one vertebrae at a time. It feels like you want to just flop back. Assist here. Slow, 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 slow. Arms up overhead, toes pointed. One big long stretch. Big inhale. And relax. We're going to come into our asana. Corpse pose. Shoulders are down and away from my ears. Palms up. Feet splay out to the side. And a big inhale on your exhale. Releasing. And the next inhale. Breathe in. Peace and calm. Exhale. Tension and stress. You got a big inhale. Exhale. Please stay with me here in this moment. Very tempting. Skip over the ending relaxation because you did your stretches, did some poses, you got loosened up after your road trip or your long day of sitting. This part of the practice is just important, where we let all of that sink in. Let's lengthen the breath again. Deep inhale. Big exhale. Bringing yourself back to this moment. Maybe wiggle the toes, wiggle the fingers. Your eyes are closed. Let them gently flutter open. You can keep them closed. You're going to roll to one side. I'm going to roll towards you, my friend. My eyes are still closed. I'm still soaking in the benefits of this practice. I'm going to push myself to a seated position. Now I feel that delightful warm fire at my back. Not too hot. Deep inhale. Let it all go. My eyes gently open. Soft focus toward the floor. I'm going to choose to bring my hands to heart center. Maybe you place both hands on your heart. Honor yourself for making it onto your mat today. I honor you for joining me. Thank you so much. I hope this was helpful. If it is, don't forget to like it and maybe subscribe. There will be new videos coming out on Sundays. You can learn how to balance thoughts with our bodies and what they're asking for, because they do work together, but sometimes they want to fight each other. My body doesn't do what my thoughts want it to do, and vice versa. Another deep inhale and exhale. Remember, I am a therapist, but I'm not your therapist. So I do hope that you choose to find someone you can talk to about all of the trials and tribulations that come up in life. Into the Gray Yoga wants to take care of our body needs. And that is an excellent thing to do, but we also have to take care of the mind. Hope you have a great afternoon, evening, or morning. Namaste.